And we are in game now. Armadillo Armada versus those homies. On the top side of the mini-map, right side of your spectator UI, we have those homies Horrify piloting the Bologna solo, Marble on the Sasano jungle, Fireball Ninja, Nox mid, and Mashty and Iceman making up the dual lane of Terra and Rom. On the bottom side of the minimap, left side of the spectator UI, we have Not Nixon on the Osiris solo, Cow stuck in a tree on the Thor jungle, Mike Murator on the Soul mid, and Soul and Matt Michi 8, making up the dual lane of Amaterasu and Kernanos. So it'll be interesting to see how the junglers start off here, specifically, or rather the solo laners, see if they're going to start their buffs or if they are going to be looking to gank the mid lane. Interesting to note here that there's a difference between the solo lane builds, with the Osiris electing to go for the health chalice and 2 multi-potions, whereas Bologna goes for 5 health potions and 3 multi-potions. Meaning Bologna will have more sustain at the start, but Osiris will have more as the lane progresses. Small grouping on the side over here is Osiris looks to go up to the Bologna. He does have his 2 leveled, so potential gank coming out that he was planning, but he's not going to be able to do so as Horrify is actually shoved into his blue buff. Is he looking to start this? He is. Osiris knows what's happening though, so I don't suspect that this would go too well for Horrify. As actually I believe Osiris stole away both of the littles from the Bologna's blue buff. Mike Murato and the Thor. Clear first is Fireball Ninja, poked out quite heavily, forced to go into his tier 2 tower. Marble gets a good amount of poke out in response onto the Thor. He will likely just go to clear his speed buff by himself, while Fireball is left to clear the wave in mid. Only being level 1 though, he does need to be careful of the level 2 coming out from the Thor and the Soul in the mid lane. Meanwhile, on the left-hand side, take a look over there and see that, well, Amaterasu and Kernanos do have the upper hand in terms of the clear right now, as they did finish the buffs faster, having Amaterasu's aura and her passive to give them additional damage. And Terra having pretty poor level 1. On the right-hand side, the blue buff is stolen away by Armadillo Armada away from Marble, which is quite unfortunate. Marble still being level 2. And Horrify needs to watch out here. Thor did go to do the elemental, so he's not going to be ganking. But Horrify is walking into 3 members with the Osiris still to follow. There is a small collapse coming onto the Soul here. Take a look, she is going to fall for first blood due to good combos from those homies, as they do also secure the oracles. Small fight on the way back into the lane. Kernanos gets to pop a few autos out. Meanwhile, on the right-hand side, the speed buff is being invaded as Marble does secure it for himself, but a huge Berserker's Barrage is going to do tons of damage. Marble will be able to dash away, but will fall to Not Nixon. Horrify giving chase to Cow stuck in a tree as Fireball dashes inside of him. I don't think that they're going to be able to kill the Thor here unless the Nox can land her abilities, and that she does, getting Thor speeds and the kill, but Soul is back, and this is a bad spot for Fireball Ninja, as he will likely fall here. He does to Not Nixon. Overall 2-2, read the kills, 2-for-2 fight, both speed buffs invaded by the opposite teams. First blood going the way of those homies though, and we see a slight gold lead in their favor. Meanwhile on the left hand side, Kernanos falling very low to the aggression from those homies. Interesting to see what happened there. The Aegis was forced out as well. Kernanos out of health potions might be forced to back here, and those homies have potential to be able to zone the dual lane of Armadillo Armada off of the wave. Indeed, that is just what they will do. Kernanos not having any health sustained really. He did have a health potion ticking, it looks like, so he is up to about half health, but he's missing a lot of experience and is just now going to decide to back. That he will do. And that's a huge win for those homies, now being quite far ahead of the dual lane of Armadillo Armada. See the first backs coming out from the mid jungles, and boots 1 on the sides of Armadillo Armada, whereas those homies have boots 2 on both the Nox and the Susano. Susano actually just hitting level 5 in the left jungle there. We could look to see a gank here, as Chronos did hit level 5 off the wave. He did get enough experience there, but he doesn't know that Marble is here, and this could be a great gank. He could pull onto the Chronos, forcing out the ultimate, and Susano will turn into a pig, but the purification used along with the Terra's blessing, Typhoon is enough to secure the kill. Good Bracer of Undoing from Soul will keep him alive. Well, on the right side, Horrify finding the better end to Noxen on the Osiris is to be expected in this matchup of Lona v Osiris. The buffs will be done here with, actually, I think the first time, if we take a look, yeah, neither solo laner had their blue buffs for the first 4 minutes of this game. Which is rather inefficient in terms of farm, as the speed buff for those homies is respawned, so they missed out on full buffs worth of experience. Nixon did find 2 kills in that engagement by the speed buff, having both kills for his team, which is why we see him up a little bit. Lone ultimate coming out from Horrify onto Not Nixon, finding the better end of this trade. Not Nixon forced to use the Lord of the Afterlife to get away. Horrify should not dive this tower as he finds himself incredibly low. Marble will rotate in with the mobility of Susano to secure the kill, and Horrify and him was just back safely. Cow stuck in a tree looks to see if anybody is there still, but nobody is, as those homies group up slightly around the Gold Fury and the Oracles, but Matt Mitchie is the one that starts them up. Mashi will dissuade him from doing them, as Iceman clears the minions that were by his tower, and the hunters go back to farming as the supports are on the left side of the map in the jungle. Stuck in Tree does pick up the speed buff for Armadillo Armada, and if we look, 5 minutes into the game, there's about a 1,000 gold lead for those homies, which is quite strong for them, considering the power of their late game team comp. Buff was also invaded by those homies away from Armadillo Armada, so slight win there as well. Seem to have jungle control across the map, and if we look, we can see wards from those homies. 2 here and then 1 up here just to ensure. On the right hand side, Not Nixon finds himself in the middle of Marble and Horrify as Marble continues the fight after Horrify runs back to solo lane. Not Nixon does secure the big Oracle there. Not sure who the small ones went to. Might have been Horrify as he had started them up previously. So left mid camps will go the way of Armadillo Armada, as this game seems to be slowing down in terms of the pacing, which is good for Armadillo Armada and those homies. It's good for Armadillo because they don't want the lead to stretch any further on the side of those homies. It's good for those homies as they have a stronger late game composition than Armadillo Armada if executed properly. Right hand side solo laners boxing it out once again. Horrify is still finding the better end of the trades. So you see the Osiris opt into the Mark of the Vanguard, most likely going to be leading into a Mystical Mail, which means that he's going to struggle in this lane against Horrify, who is also going for the Mystical Mail. Left hand side, Matt Mitchie and Iceman had a boxing fight and ends up pretty much in a wash, both ultimates used. And the Aegis used from the Chronos, both hunters find themselves very low as the Terra's Blessing was popped, both for the rotation to the right side and for helping Iceman on the left. Meanwhile, Marble comes up from behind the Chronos, and he is going to just kill that Chronos. Good rotation from the juggler, and lack of vision on the side of Armadillo Armada seems to be their downfall here. That's twice that Marble has been able to do that and kill off Matt Mitchie, even though Matt Mitchie might be finding the better end of these trades against Iceman. If we look at the boots here, Amaterasu is elected to go into the Reinforced Greaves? Yeah, Reinforced Greaves, whereas Terra is elected to go into the Traveler's Shoes. We're going to be getting a bit more gold, and if we look at the net worth, we can see that Terra is about 700 gold ahead of the Amaterasu. Granted, that gold lead will shrink quite a bit once the Lona's Mask is completed for the Amaterasu in 2 stacks. But it still is about a 300 effective gold lead for the Terra just for farming better. Beautiful root from Fireball Ninja finds Mike Mirato and teleport in from Not Nixon. Actually will take the Nox ultimate As Osiris ults on top of Fireball Ninja is forced to purify and try and get away, but he is not going to be able to get away from the Osiris, having used the dash to try and chase down the kill onto the soul. Marplay also finds himself very low and slowed out by the Osiris, and he will likely fall as well. The Hunters have rotated into the mid lane as Horrify finally shows up to the fight, finding the soul, even though Soul had used the Supernova. Horrify finding a double kill here. However, he will likely fall to the Kernanos and the Osiris. He'll actually fall to the Amaterasu as Iceman's forced to dash under the tower. It's now a 3v2 as it's a 3-for-2 in favor of Armadillo Armada. And the speed buff for those homies is available if Armadillo Armada recognize it. However, it does not appear as though they do. They might be looking towards the Gold Fury, having Amaterasu with her passive auras. And that they are. Amaterasu, however, does not have very much mana, and they don't have that much secure on the side of Armadillo Armada, but they might be able to do it with just Mashy being here. They do have vision on the Nox in the mid lane, and Armadillo Armada do secure the Gold Fury. Mashy, having very little mana, uses the Terra's Blessing to get himself the ability to use abilities. Does get stunned out by the Osiris, and then the Thorn will fall to the Kernanos. A Gold Fury for Armadillo Armada will even this game right back up. About 200 gold lead for them. Mid lane, Fireball Ninja will find Not Nixon thanks to the help of Marplay and Horrify. Overall evening the game back up, putting it slightly in favor of those homies, but that Gold Fury definitely cuts the lead that those homies had. You can see game's just about even, being about 1,000 experience and lead is those homies and maybe 300 gold. Horrify has to be careful here. Soul could look to punish him on the rotation back to solo lane, but they will not, as Fireball Ninja is able to secure both mid harpies thanks to the silence from Nox. Left hand side, Iceman's getting aggressive in the jungle, however he will not go for the aggressive play onto the Kernanos. Iceman does have the Ichabal and the red buff here, so he is looking to fight, also being a level superior to the Kernanos. And being about 200 ahead in gold. If we look at the solo laners, Horrify going directly into the Mystical Mail, as opposed to the Mark of the Vanguard. First, he does have enough gold to finish off this Mystical Mail, he just needs to back. That would be a huge power spike for him, but he might be waiting until he hits level 12 to pick up that second relic in the same back. And he should hit level 12 off of this blue buff here.
Your
He does hit level 12 and he will back. A missed double tap from Construct in a Tree, despite the fact that the player was stunned. Fortunate misplay from him. Horrify does back pick up the Mystical Mail and the Bracer of Undoing as the Portal Demon is started up by Armadillo Armada. Those homies, they do have vision of this, but will they be able to get there in time? Thor goes up into the sky to look at the zone. Nox uses the ultimate to get in there, and the Portal Demon will go the way of those homies. Lots of damage on the soul. And Osiris, Fireball Ninja is getting dove in the back though, as Iceman does find the kill onto Miratos. Not Nixon does fall. Fireball Ninja is still alive somehow. Soul getting knocked up by the Typhoon, and Horrify will find a double kill. I don't know how Fireball Ninja's alive here, but kudos to those homies for peeling him off. On the left hand side, Kernanos will be pushing down the tier 1 tower, but in the mid lane those homies will answer back with tier 1 of their own. Portal Demon does go the way of Armadillo Armada, however the team fight goes in favor of those homies 3-0. And after the tier 1 tower falls in the mid lane, it's about a 1,000 gold lead in favor of those homies. The tier 1 tower looking to fall in the right lane as well, as Mashy and Horrify push that down, sending their lead to about 1,500. As you saw in that fight, all three characters, the Osiris, the Amaterasu, and the Thor, were diving onto Fireball Ninja. However, they were unable to find the kill. And because of that, Horrify was able to just freely reign in the backline, able to kill off the Soul, who was entirely alone in that team fight, because of the fact that the Kernanos was still in left lane. And this is the problem that Armadillo Armada are going to have as the game progresses if they don't adapt their style. Camps left-hand mid Harpies will go the way of those homies, thanks to Fireball Ninja, but the right-hand Harpies will go the way of Armadillo Armada when they're split 3 ways. So yeah, Witchblade coming out from Horrify here, looking to stop some of the healing coming out from Armadillo Armada, be it the Soul, Radiance, or the Bancroft's Talon, or even the Amaterasu 1's heal and Osiris's Bracer, helping to make up for the fact that Marbley elected to go for the Void Shield first item instead of a Brawler's Meat Stick. Left hand side, speaking of Marbley, we see him coming over for the gank. However, Kernos did have him on a ward, but Marbley still has the blink, and he's able to catch the Kernos dash with his 3, dashing into the tower, having the Typhoon available, but the Aegis will save the life of Matt Mitchie for now. Thor is in the sky, and he will look to dunk down. Iceman finds the snipes onto Matt Mitchie as Thor does not find the successful dunk onto those homies. Thor will fall to Mashi, and now Soul and Soul have rotated over. Amaterasu not going to find a target as the clap from Mashi does. Root from Fireball Ninja connecting onto Not Nixon, and the Eagles rally under the tower onto Mike Mirator. He should fall as the... I don't know what he got healed from there. Maybe it was his Radiance, but Marbley will fall to the Soul. To Soul on the Amaterasu. And Soul will just barely be able to get away. Overall, a 3-for-1 trade, as Soul barely managed to escape, but the Gold Fury is available for those homies to take. Osiris is still here, no ultimate available, but he does still have his Bracer. The silence from the Nox has been used here, as those homies do secure the Gold Fury thanks to the dash from the Nox. After that team fight in the Gold Fury, the gold lead is about 4,000 in favor of those homies. The experience about 5,500 at this point. Some pretty big backs are going to be coming out. Everybody from those homies having a second relic, whereas the Amaterasu on the side of Armadillo Armada does not have her second relic, only having the Bracer of Undoing. Actually going for the shell, and I believe, did he upgrade that straight away? He did not. Okay. It almost looks like it was upgraded. That would have been a very interesting choice. The blue buff does get stolen away by Not Nixon from Horrify, and that's just unfortunate for him. Horrify should be able to back and secure his Witchblade here. Osiris has no mana and no ultimate, but a beautiful wall coming out from the Thor as the rotation comes out from Armadillo Armada. Don't want to chase the Osiris, use Bracer to get a little bit of mana and cooldowns back. As Marbley is being chased, Thor lands on Marbley in the tower. Marbley using the purification to try and get away, and he will juke out the hammer, but will fall to the auto attack from the Thor. Osiris will fall to Mashi as Fireball Ninja shows up doing loads of damage to the Amaterasu. Supernova comes out from Soul doing damage to Mashi. Fireball avoiding the Stellar Burst with the dash. Horrify has come back from the base full health with a Witchblade, and he's ready to fight here. Terra's Blessing to chase down the Soul. Soul using the purification to try and get away from Horrify, but this bludgeon should be enough to find the kill. Meanwhile, on the left lane, Iceman finding the better end of the trades with Matt Mitchie. Portal Demons due to spawn soon as the speed buff is available for those homies to take from Armadillo Armada. And they will do just that. Did they leave a small creep there, or is the speed buff on the ground? No, they do give it to Fireball Ninja, as they do know that the Portal Demon is about to spawn. It is blinking. And this should be a free Portal Demon for those homies if they group up and do it. Marbley coming back from base. As long as he doesn't stop to do his speed buff, he will be there in time for the Portal Demon, and showing restraint there as he's a jungler that didn't go straight for his speed buff. However, those homies do need to watch out here, as Armadillo Armada are here, but Marbley forcing Cow stuck in the tree to back off. Fireball Ninja finding a beautiful combination onto the Osiris, the wall from Cow stuck in a tree not going to connect, as those homies go back onto the Portal Demon, which was held by Horrify, and it will go the way of those homies. Fireball Ninja needs to be a little bit careful about using his dash to secure, though, especially when he pops straight out, as if Armadillo Armada do look to fight them right afterwards, he will not have any sort of escape for quite a long time. His Nox's dash, I believe, has quite a long cooldown on it. Yeah, 15-second cooldown. Though he does have 10% cooldown reduction, so it's about 13.5-second cooldown. That still is a pretty long time to not have a dash as a squishy mage. Though the ability does do a lot of damage, so I can understand securing the objective with it, as it is burst damage as well. Aegis forced out from Matt Mitchie as Iceman's being ganked. He's forced into his own Aegis. Marbley is here, though, to follow up the rotation. Snipes from Iceman will come out. The second one is good, but the third and first are not, and Matt Mitchie will walk away. Overall, both hunters used their Aegis there, and Thor ults for Rama ult. That's a pretty good trade for those homies, as on the right hand side, Not Nixon is able to push down the tower thanks to the rotation from Horrify. As we can see, he's in the left side jungle. Marbley pushing down the tower on the left-hand side. He will get the tier 1 in response to the right side tier 1. Now stuck in the tree using the bracer, trying to survive, but he will fall to Marble. There's Blessing pop to chase as we hear the Eagles rally go off into the back. Horrify doing a brilliant job of zoning as Mike Mirator is now here. Iceman taking the boxing fight with Not Nixon on the right-hand side over the blue buff. Not Nixon does manage to steal that away. Horrify in the middle of 3. Should probably back off a good bracer, but Shell and Supernova coming out as well. Dazzling offensive, I believe, comes out. Horrify will live the Stellar Burst. The Osiris has teleported in though and is jumping forwards. The Egg is forced out from the Soul in response to the Ox ultimate. Marble pulls the Osiris away to peel for his team and is able to dash away quite nicely. Iceman, meanwhile, in the mid lane is able to push a wave and push it into the mid tower. However, he won't be able to get too much as Thor is already there. Gold Furies do despawn in about 40 seconds. Those homies have enough time to get some wards and group up around the Gold Fury before it spawns. Iceman has to be careful though, as there are 2 members of Armadillo Armada close by. Going into this Gold Fury is about a 5,000 gold lead for those homies and about an 8,000 experience lead, which is quite substantial. We see a 3-level lead on the Hunters, a 1-level lead on the support, 1-level lead on the mid, 1-level lead in the jungle, and 1-level lead in the solo lane. It's quite impactful at this point in the game when items aren't finished and nobody's hit level 20. You kind of want to have that extra scaling. Rama being level 19, finishing off the Pincise and the Executioner is going to be doing tons of damage to anybody on the side of Armadillo Armada. Beads forced out from Soul, now having no defensive relics for this Gold Fury fight is going to be a huge advantage for those homies, especially having a Nox on their side. Gold Fury has spawned and we see those homies grouping up around it. Horrify is on his own duty as he will disarm the Kernos who attempts to hit him, and Horrify is actually going to help them damage the Gold Fury. Armadillo Armada conceding this Gold Fury in favor of their purple buff, knowing that they can't fight into those homies at this point. With that Gold Fury, however, about a 6,500 gold lead will be established, and it's going to be quite difficult for Armadillo Armada to fight into, considering they have 3 characters that want to dive. It only really works when you are really far ahead. They don't have that much peel on their side either. Marble has finished off the Brawler's Beatstick as Thor elects to go into the Yoda's Wrath. We discussed this the other day on the cast, and well, early anti-healing is so important against all of the Brawlers. Hold that thought as Horrify is ganked by 3 members of Armadillo Armada using Eagle's Rally to jump over the wall and get away. Anyway, as I was saying, with all of the Bracer of Undoing coming out and even having a Terra on the side of those homies, you would think that there would be some sort of early anti-heal coming out from Armadillo Armada. Those homies, on the other hand, have a Brawler's Beatstick, a Witchblade, and a Pestilence for anti-heal, despite Armadillo Armada having less healing than them. It's just for the Bracers and the tanks. We see 3 Bracers on the side of Armadillo Armada, and the anti-healing is going to reduce their impact significantly. Now, do keep in mind, though, that Armadillo Armada do have the Osiris ultimate, which is 100% complete anti-heal for the time on the people that he hits. However, that would be just for the people that the Lord of the Afterlife connects onto, and Not Nixon has only been connecting that onto 1 or 2 people at the most. The pings coming out from those homies as they ping the Portal Demon, it looks like, or pinging where they would need to ward. We see Armadillo Armada pinging the ward on the lower right side of the map, knowing that they need to sentry that spot. Portal Demon is due to spawn and is blinking now. Those homies looking for a fight here. Horrify looking to see if he can force any relics out of the Soul, and he is unable to do so, taking quite a bit of poke in response. Not having that much physical defense, we hear Thor go up into the skies. The Portal Demon is started by Iceman and Fireball Ninja. Anvil of Dawn might not be able to find a target, or might not want to find a target, and yeah, Thor will jump down just into his backline. Horrify jumping on top of Mike Mirator, and he's just CC'd out. However, the Portal Demon is being bleeded by those homies as Horrify is doing a brilliant job of zoning. The Hammer will not be able to steal it away as the Typhoon comes out, catching Cow stuck in a tree. Nox ultimate from downtown hits 2. Iceman finds Soul through the wall? No, that was with the snipes. The Kernos ultimate we saw there not really hitting anybody as Fireball Ninja finds Soul. The Osiris soon to fall here, finding a 3-man Lord of the Afterlife, but it won't really matter as he's being chased under the tower by Horrify, but Horrify needs to get out. Unable to heal there, and he doesn't want to take the tower for too much longer, especially with Kernos being there having the Executioner. Fire Giant is started up by those homies though, however, and it is about 50% HP. Kernos will find the Bologna on the backside as we see the TP coming out, but Brahma's able to just patch that quite quickly. Vernos does pick up the Fire Giant as we see those homies back off of it, and with the TP in, they could look for this fight, but Matt Mitchie has fallen already. Not Nixon might follow soon here, as he does have a huge tether, however, he's unable to find the kills. Fire Giant is reset, however, and the Nox ultimate does come out, along with the help of Marblade, to find the kill onto Not Nixon. Thor ultimate used to land onto the back camps, possibly looking to peel for his solo laner. However, those homies not chasing, and the Thor wall not quite connecting onto Marblade before he backed. We see about an 8,500 gold lead and a 12,000 experience lead in favor of those homies in this game at 24 minutes. This Fire Giant would completely seal the fate of the game for those homies. However, if Armadillo Armada were to steal it away, they could still fight back into this. However, they do need to be careful, as they really do not have that much peel for their backline. That's something that's severely hindering them, as 2 or 3 members have to attempt to peel off just the Bologna. It's leaving the Sasano free to do whatever he wants, and the carries untouched. Last time that really any of the carries on those homies got dove was the speed buff fight a while ago, where Fireball Ninja got out with very little health and the fight was able to be turned 3-0. Fire Giant's being pinged out by those homies as they're looking to pick up a fight here, knowing that there are some ultimates on the side of Armadillo Armada not available, like the Anvil of Dawn, which will be coming up fairly soon. Fire Giant has been started up, but Not Nixon is here to scout out the health of it. This looks to be just a bait, as no abilities are being committed to it. However, if Armadillo Armada are going to concede this, I'm sure those homies will gladly take it. They're definitely looking for the fight here, as we see Horrify dash onto the Amaterasu. Thor does go up into the sky, and those homies definitely heard that. They are grouping up quite heavily, though, in the narrow corridor, and Thor does land down, but it's a little too late. Iceman already found Mike Mirator, and then finds the Thor in return. Huge Eagles rallies onto 2, does help them find Soul. 3-man Lord of the Afterlife doesn't matter. Surrender vote is started and does go through. Final score 26-9 as those homies take game 1 over Armadillo Armada with a 9,000 gold lead.